This is a nocturnal production.
Good YouTube, it's your boy 5 Star here, man. I'd like to welcome you all back to J-Bo's Joint. I know it's been a few years since I released a video on this channel, man, and I want to thank each and every one of y'all for still keeping this channel alive, still commenting, still liking, still subscribing to this channel. I appreciate it so much from the bottom of my heart. I just want to tell you guys, man, new year, new content, man. On this video right here, we're going to be discussing my Marvel Phase 5 Steelbook collection. I know it's been a minute since I released one of these videos. I hope you guys enjoy it, like it, comment on it, and subscribe to this channel, because this year I'm coming back with a bang and we're going to be releasing more content better than ever. Let's get to this video, man. Okay, first we're going to start off with Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. Wow, what can I say about this movie? I really love Kang in this movie. Other than that, everything else wasn't great. You know, Jonathan Majors, he did a fantastic job in this movie as Kang the Conqueror. I wish they would have kept him on. You know, imagine how far he could have went as Kang the Conqueror. You know, he'd probably be up there with Loki and Thanos and Killmonger and things like that. But you all know how the story went with Jonathan Majors. You know, I ain't gonna speak too much on that, but you know, hopefully he can come back as Kang eventually. But we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully he show up in Doomsday. Fingers crossed on that. Next, we got Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. This was a very emotional movie for me. You know, watching these characters from the beginning until the end, you know, is very... I shed a tear. I ain't gonna hold you. I shed a tear with Rocket's backstory and learning about the things that happened to Rocket. You know, and, you know, spoilers if you haven't seen the movie, how Star-Lord was able to go back to Earth, you know, and see his grandfather again. You know, that was very emotional. Overall, this was a great movie for me. Great send-off for the Guardians of the Galaxy. Next, we got the Marvels. This movie, it was okay. I loved the triple threat match, the triple threat match against Captain Marvel. I wouldn't say triple threat match. Well, the team up between Captain Marvel, Photon, and Miss Marvel. That was an amazing scene. How they were switching off their powers and things like that, switching between each other and things like that. That was great. It was awesome. Other than that, it was an okay movie. Next, we got Deadpool and Wolverine. My God, this movie was amazing. Funny as hell too. Everything about it was top notch to me. The story could have been excuse me. The story could have been a bit better, but you know, it was all fan service if you ask me. Cassandra Nova wasn't that good as a villain, but overall, it was epic in the way No Way Home was. You know, if you get what I'm saying. It was a great movie. And this is the Deadpool version of it. And I also have the Wolverine version. The Wolverine Steelbook version of the movie. You know me, guys. I gotta always go all out, or I feel a certain way if I don't have all of them. Next, we got Captain America Brave New World. This was my most anticipated movie for, I believe it came out 2025. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, this movie let me down. You know, I thought it was gonna be the next Winter Soldier, but turns out it wasn't. You can tell they did a lot of reshoots with this movie, and they couldn't quite get the story right with this movie. You know, the Red Hulk was awesome. You know, he was cool. He was cool. It's great to see a Savage Hulk again. But other than that, you know, they kind of let me down, man. And I feel Sam as Captain America was the wrong choice, because I don't think Anthony Mackie can lead a franchise, if you know what I mean. You know, he don't. I just don't think he can. He's not Chris Evans. Let's just put it that way. He's not Chris Evans. He couldn't give me the feels how Chris Evans did as Captain America. So, you know, I hope they kind of, you know, the Russo brothers are good with characters and things like that. So I hope in Doomsday they show Sam as a great leader, kind of like not Chris Evans level, but close to it. You know what I'm saying? So here's the Doomsday, so we can figure that out. Next, we got Thunderbolts on Steelbook. I love this movie. Great movie. The Sentry, you know, his backstory and his story made me tear up, because, you know, a part of his story is I could resonate with. You know, a part of his past. You know, the struggles, the pain he went through. I can resonate with that a lot. Overall, this was a great movie. You know, awesome. And I know this is not Phase 5 related and it's part of Phase 6, but, you know, here's a little bonus for you guys. I got Fantastic Four, The First Steps on Steelbook. And this, by far, I'm not even exaggerating or anything like that, this is by far my favorite MCU movie of all time. Fantastic movie, no pun intended. I love each and every one of these characters here. You know, Mr. Fantastic is my favorite Marvel hero of all time, character of all time. So it's great to see Pedro Pascal. I still wanted Jim from The Office to be Mr. Fantastic, but, you know, Pedro did his thing in this joint. You know, I wish he was more of a leader in this movie instead of Sue. You know, I mean, there's nothing against Sue, but, you know, the Fantastic Four, everybody knows that Mr. Fantastic is the leader, you know, but they kind of made Sue the leader in this movie. That's the only gripe I have with this movie. But other than that, it was a fantastic movie, man. I loved every minute of this movie. And, you know, the thing about this movie, it didn't have that much action in it. It was the storytelling that kind of gravitated me to this movie. You know, they didn't really do much with the Thing in this movie. You know, he wasn't smashing or clobbering anything in this joint that much. You know, I was kind of surprised how they did Johnny in this movie, as far as making him smart, you know, helping with the crisis that they was going through in this movie and things like that. It was just a great movie, man. I wish they would have used Mr. Fantastic's powers more. You know, you barely saw him stretch. You barely saw him. I know that his superpower is his mind, but it'd be cool to see him stretch, you know, a lot more than he did in this movie. But, you know, it's hard to pull off somebody stretching in movies and things like that. If you notice throughout the past Fantastic Four movies, or even with the live action One Piece, it's hard to show that stretching ability. But overall, great movie, 10 out of 10. My favorite MCU movie right here, Fantastic Four, First Steps. But that goes it with the video, guys. I'd like to thank you all for tuning in and watching this video. I'd like to thank you guys for staying in my community and continuing to watch my videos and liking my content and things like that. I know I've been away for 2 years, man. You know, life happens. And, you know, what I tried to do is go back to my hobbies, man. What I liked the most, and what I liked the most was making these videos for you guys and giving you guys great content and showing off my collection and things like that. Even though I was even though I was away for 2 years, I still kept collecting. I still kept collecting comic books, still books, you know, everything else like that. But moving forward, man, I'm gonna stay consistent with you guys and make this channel great again, and, you know, get it popping from there, man. Thank you guys for tuning in.